All right, we're going to be trying something today. So one of the things that Sketch is really good at is helping you understand a code base. Even if you're not making any changes, it can help you explore the code base and learn about it. So I know nothing about Go, but I decided I would roll up my sleeves and try to figure out what's going on in this issue here. Sketch panic, um, something with server-side events and Go. Got some comments here. I tried to follow them. I have no idea um, what this is about. So let's see if Sketch can help me out here. Prom draft. Drowse. These are my voice commands. They have nothing to do with Sketch, but I tend to control my computer by voice. So what do we want to say? I'd like to understand issue void. Paste that. Drowse. Please give me a walkthrough of the relevant code. Give me a walkthrough of the relevant code. Boomer, keep in mind I know nothing about Go. Drowse. This looks pretty good. Um, yeah, let's sort of start there. We can maybe have it create a diagram. Boomer, you might want to create a diagram. Drowse. Thing about LLMs, if you say might, they just will always do it, but I think that's okay. Prompt sketch. Drowse. All right. So we just kicked off sketch with that prompt. Um, and let's see where it goes. Um, so it's building a Docker container. You after the first run, this is super fast. But if you've changed something significant, as we have since the last time I pulled Sketch, it needs to build a Docker container so that you have a nice clean space to work in. And unlike other agents where you need to approve everything when you're running locally, with Sketch, it can just go. So you can run much more autonomously, kick off 3 or 4 of these things and let them do their thing. So let's let this Docker container build. And after a bit of cajoling, we have a code tour. Uh, you can see we have send unclosed channel panic in Sketch. And here's an introduction. And we go next. And there we go. This takes us to the agent struct, which is at the core of the issue. And you can see the code here. This, I guess, is the core. And then let's see, there's 3 important fields. There's history, which is the messages for the agent, right? So we have the core agent and it sends out messages to the subscribers. I'm guessing the subscribers are like the terminal or the web browser. But we can ask, are subscribers is like the term UI and web UI? And our answer is term UI, web UI, server-side events. Right. Let's say like add let's see. So here's this code tour, right? Yeah, you can see, okay. These are all the steps of the code tour, which is kind of cool, right? So this is responsible for setting up SSE Streams clients. Okay, so the SSE Stream is one of the subscribers. Okay, fine. So let's go back to the agent structure. So we have the history, we have the subscribers, and then which so the messages, subscribers, and then we have a mutex to protect them. I guess guessing that mutex is the smoking gun here. Okay, so then let's go to the subscribers list. And you can see, right? This is a slice of channels. Okay, so I um, I can show you the cajoling I did to get here later, by the way. As I was messing around, I had started to go through this and I asked it, what is a slice of channels? So I'll go back up there. And so there we go. Again, I'm totally new to Go programming here. So, okay, a slice is a dynamic array-like structure. Got it. So it's like a linked list or an array list, or in JavaScript, it would just be a list, I think, or an array. Um, and a communication mechanism between Go's lightweight threads. Okay, right. So a slice of channels is an array of communication channels. Channels. Cool. And at the heart of this issue, agents notify parties. Okay, cool. Right. So Um, okay, by the way, this code tour thing, this is nothing special to Sketch. Maybe we'll bake something in like this in the future, but basically this is just a VS Code uh, something from the VS Code marketplace called Code Tour, which has been around for a while, and it allows you to create these like guided walkthroughs of your code. You go and you record them, and basically the idea is that you like spit out this JSON. Which describes a tour. And of course, no one wants to handwrite this. They have a way to record it, but my thought was Sketch should be able to dump this out. And sure enough, it spits out this tour of the code base. And in case you're curious what the cajoling was, I guess it first tried to output like a just like a description of what was going on. First of all, it forgot how to use the internet briefly. Every time one of like the tool it's amazing how much faster it makes your life. Sometimes it does dumb things, and every time it does something dumb, half of me is like, ah, all right, I gotta go just like fix it. Half of me is like, oh, all right, I still have a job. Every time I have these mixed feelings. But so basically, it just forgot how to use a web browser. Um, and so I said, okay, fine, like try the GHCLI, which apparently we need to make that work with authorization. And then I said, that doesn't work, fine, use curl. And that then it got off to the races. Again, maybe we should make like a GitHub tool, so it doesn't have to do this. A lot of times it just works and it uses the browser, but not always. So then it finally went along its way, and then started describing it. And then I said, give me a tour, um, and uh, and then it occurred to me maybe I should use this marketplace tool. Here's a nice diagram, by the way, which might be useful. So if it generates a mermaid diagram, we render it so that you can see what's happening. So you can see these are all the steps in this issue here. So that's helpful. And then I said, okay, actually, why don't you create a code tour? And I dropped in just a markdown version um, of this code tour. Um, and I used a tool called Markdown to actually get the contents of it. Again, we might create a version of Get which automatically does that, but in case you're curious, there's this tool called Markdown. So I just run it with UVX. It's a Python tool, which just spits out Markdown. And I just dropped that in. You can drop files into Sketch. And Then it used that to create a code tour. It created JSON that wasn't valid, and I said, and then it's like, okay, cool. I started using JQ and figured out tools to validate its JSON, and after that, it validated it. So again, it's like you kind of have to nudge it to get it into a world where it starts to check its work. But then once it did that, now every time it updates, it double checks that it was valid JSON. Um, so uh, yeah, I think, we could probably clean up and automate and streamline a lot of this stuff, but I think the beauty here is that if you have an idea for how to like see code, it's a really helpful way to explore code. And in addition to just giving you links, you can have it generate a code tour if you want, install the extension and have it generate again, little cajoling. But then the cool thing is like as it's giving you the tour, then you can ask questions about it, right? Like, what is slice channels? Where are subscribers? And then we could say, actually, if we wanted to, we could say like add a step to the code tour, um, add that show the various subscribers. Um, and then it'll go and find them and it'll add steps. If you have other ideas for how to create tours of the code, I'd love to see in the comments. I've always wanted to use this code tour extension, but I never had the patience to record one. So I think this is a nice use of AI because it's easy for it. I think one of the drawbacks of the extension is like JSON is not an easy format for LLMs to write. They're much better at Markdown. They're not good at things where they have to count, remember to escape, quotes. They can't put new lines, blah, blah, blah. It got there in the end, and now it's starting to validate itself. Um, if we wanted to formalize it, we could create a new format. But this seems to work well. I'm going to go through and try and understand what this issue is about. Until next time, happy sketching.